All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Powerlifters in a Car Getting Coffee. I think this is episode 9 or 10. I really need to start paying attention to the episode numbers before I record. For this episode, we got Luisa. Don't know if I'll get it right. Is it Vargas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Perfect.
I did better with yours than I did with James's. We got James Grudich.
I don't know how to pronounce James' name either, to be honest.
So I guess actually before we get into anything, we said Starbucks for coffee?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starbucks it is.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to just go ahead and give yourself a little introduction to anyone who doesn't know who you are?
Okay. I'm Luisa. I am a powerlifter. I've been powerlifting since 2017, and I feel like nowadays it's pretty rare to hear that, like people who powerlifted before COVID. But yeah, I'm from, I grew up in the UK. That's where I started powerlifting. I picked it up at university. So the majority of my experiences powerlifting are in the UK. Although I've been coming on and off here for 5 or 6 years, I only permanently moved here in September. So I'm pretty new to kind of I guess, competing here. I've only competed here once or twice. Once officially and once as a guest. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, so you're after competing now in, I guess, 2 different federations? 3?
Yeah. Obviously, all IPF affiliated. I should have mentioned actually. So I'm Portuguese originally. I have Portuguese citizenship, so it means that I'm eligible also to compete in Portugal under the IPF affiliate, which is what I was also doing. So thanks for reminding me of that. I just completely didn't include that. It means that I've competed at a national level in both of those countries, the UK and Portugal, and up until more recently was kind of competing more competitively in Portugal, because the federation was kind of more up and coming. I just felt firstly it's it's nice to be able to give back to a sport in your home country, but also I felt like the opportunities to compete were a bit better just because I am more competitive in Portugal. In the UK the pool is insane, so being able to kind of compete, and do quite well at a national level to then be able to do internationals was a really cool thing that I was able to do. So I competed at 2 European Championships representing Portugal, but I think I've kind of decided that as much as I love it there, and it's been so nice to be able to compete there at a time when the federation was kind of slowly building up, it's just logistically a nightmare to go back and forth between here and Portugal. So I think I've decided to kind of dedicate, my time to competing and training here going forward.
So going for your 3rd different nationals.
Yeah, I guess, I think that's pretty rare, right? But yeah, no, that's my goal. That's my next goal, right? To be able to do nationals next year here in St. John's. How cool, my first nationals here and I get to do it at home. So yeah, so I'll do Easterns in September to be able to qualify for that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have the same plans. There's a big lot of people planning to go to Easterns because, being here, being from anywhere powerlifting, travel adds up quickly when it comes to powerlifting.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people really want to gun for nationals because they're this is the cheapest I can ever make nationals with it being here.
Yeah, you're right. And I guess I didn't, I guess think about that until now. Portugal would be rough to get to, but to be honest, I'm going to be traveling for any kind of regional or national meet after this one, most likely. Are you doing Easterns? Or?
No, so I was gunning for the Easterns qualifier. It would have been a Hail Mary at provincials.
Yeah.
It wasn't impossible. It was just highly improbable, but we were staying open to it up until I missed my 3rd squat, and then it was just oh well, we won't get it.
Yeah. Were you pleased nonetheless?
So
did that?
In all honesty, I think I enjoyed the meet more after missing that squat.
Okay.
Because there was no pressure to hit a qualifying total anymore. It was just, all right, I can enjoy the bench, I can enjoy the deadlift, I can just have fun with the rest of the meet.
Yeah, no, I get that. That makes sense. It's nice to like not have that pressure, and I don't know, I guess like if your family and friends are there and like it's nice to have that.
Because our original plan after Metro 2, like the Metro that just passed, we were like, all right, well, we are 50 kilos off of an Easterns qualifier. 50 kilos in a year is literally nothing.
Yeah.
Easterns next year, that's what we'll shoot for. It'll be perfect.
Well, I guess it kind of depends, like, the level that you're at as well. 50 kilos in a year is nothing. I hear that as someone that's been competing, like, 7+ years, and I'm like, oh my god, that is not possible for
50
me.
kilos in a year is someone who's been there, like, 30 year in powerlifting. Yeah, fair enough. It comes from your experience in the sport.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that makes sense. I guess that, is somewhat realistic, for sure.
Yeah, so we were like, all right, so we'll shoot for Easterns of 26, and then, like, as provincials was getting closer and closer, we were looking at the numbers, and we were like, it may be doable.
Yeah.
But then, on top of that, I got injured 4 weeks out. So we weren't able to bench as much as we wanted to bench.
Oh, fuck.
Which was a big issue, and now I'm injured again. I gotta figure out what keeps happening with that pec.
Oh, it's your pec that you keep injuring. So, yeah, that's rough. Had you ever have like that happen before the lead up into?
So, I had for work I do IT, and I do on call once every 6 weeks. So basically, just like there got to be someone always like at the ready, because I mean, working in healthcare. Anything can go down.
Right.
So I was on call one week, and I got a call mid-bench session, went out to my car, helped the person out. It was just like a simple password reset.
Right.
I didn't realize how long I had been out in my car.
Okay.
So mentally I was like, all right, I'm ready to go, get back under the bar. But physically I was after cooling down like a lot.
Yeah.
So when I unracked it, I immediately just...
Damn.
There was a big strain shoot down the side of that pec. I got it looked at. It wasn't terrible, but it was like, don't do that again.
Yeah, damn, that sucks.
And then I don't know what happened. So that was 4 weeks out. We did what we could for recovery. Like, we kind of did like a speed recovery. Obviously, the best way to let it heal would have been to just take time. But I was like, well, we need to... I got the money into provincials. I want to lift at provincials. Like, so I kind of rushed the recovery enough that I could bench there, and it was fine. It was pain-free, and a couple weeks after were pain-free, and I think I just twisted a certain way on a bench, and it like just the injury completely flared up again. So I was like, I have no meets on the horizon now. I'm just kind of letting it take its time and heal up.
That's a good idea. Like, you have the time, so why not just change your kind of goals to potentially like Easton's next year? Not that I know where that is. It might be like somewhere inconvenient to get to, but...
I have a feeling it's going to be New Brunswick.
Oh, okay. Does it... Because I assume it just, like, recycles every few years.
And with it being in Halifax this year, it was in PEI last year.
Yeah.
And we're hosting nationals next year.
Yeah.
That kind of just leaves New Brunswick as the only option. There's been no confirmation.
How about Nova Scotia?
Well, Nova Scotia's doing this year's.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know if they can do it again.
I'm not the best with provinces. I should know that, though.
All right. So what are you getting?
I'll just have like I guess a drip coffee with some
How you
soy
doing today?
milk.
Not too bad. And yourself?
I'm good. What can I start it for you?
Can I get a chocolate cream cold brew?
Yeah, absolutely. What size?
Grande.
All right.
And
anything else for you, love?
Grande Americano with soy milk.
Grande Americano with soy milk. Was that hot or iced?
Hot.
Hot. All right. Anything else?
That's everything.
Your total is $11.85. Drive on through.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I'm getting better with Starbucks. People keep telling me to go to Starbucks for episodes, and I'm getting better and better with ordering.
Oh yeah, like there's so many options. So yeah, I do get that. I panic sometimes. It's actually so nice at this time driving, like there's no one on the road.
Grande chocolate cream cold brew and the grande americano with
Yes.
soy milk. Perfect. Do you have points here with us today?
No.
No.
No worries. How would you like to pay today?
MasterCard, please.
Yeah, I gotta say, there's like nobody around. I'm kind of a fan of the 9 a.m. record
Yeah,
as opposed
yeah.
to like the 1 o'clock record that I usually do.
Yeah. Lunchtime rush.
Perfect.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks.
The other thing I've noticed recording this, and it's fine this time of year, it's actually been really like freeing to be able to record when I want. But Newfoundland in the winter, it's like I get to record, I get like 2 hours to record a weekend because it's like you're trying to deal with daylight where I work a 9 to 5 job.
Damn. Wait, so does that mean now during the summer, like you'll record some episodes midweek?
Yeah, I can record like midweek because I can record like even in the evening.
Yeah.
Like
so
after
nice.
work some evening
Gets
or.
dark only at like 9, right?
So I get plenty of time to like stock up on episodes.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. That's a good way to do it because then you're kind of like, you don't have the pressure of like, damn, I have to find someone this month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice to be able to stockpile episodes, especially like me and my girlfriend are planning to go to Toronto in a couple months. So like I'll stockpile a couple episodes
Oh, nice.
while we're gone for that. So I don't have to deal with editing. I don't have to deal with like getting stuff out.
Yeah, you can just like schedule it and it's like done. Yeah.
And then like once I've said a couple times on the podcast and to like other people when they've mentioned it, like when Nationals comes, I'm gonna stockpile so many episodes because I'm just gonna start like shooting messages to like everybody. It's just gonna be like, hey.
That's a cool idea. Do you have like any thoughts on who you might have on?
From people who are gonna be here for like Nationals, some people I want to reach out to. I'd like to get Garrett Bentley on. I'd like to get Jess Bittner on.
Yeah.
I'd really like to get Britt on.
Yeah.
Just to talk about like her experience with like Sheffield and like competing at such a high level that she competes at. Other than that, I'm not sure. I think I'd like to get Walter on, just as like another 105.
Yeah.
Just being in the same weight class as him, but him being like the national level,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
international level 105.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really nice to hear like some of his insights and like
Yeah.
thoughts on powerlifting and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I'm excited to just reach out and see who I can get.
Yeah.
So you say you've been powerlifting since 2017. How did you get started?
I got started in university, so it's quite a big thing, which is like funny that it doesn't exist at all, to my knowledge anyway. But most people in the UK get started through university level powerlifting, so kind of like that's what grassroots powerlifting is over there. So you go to university, you're looking to join like a sports club or society. There's a big like fair of like different clubs and societies. You go to it, and then like I went to mine looking to like I had done soccer semi-competitively until like I was 18, and then I quit and I was just looking for like something else to do. So I had found powerlifting. I went to the gym already, and yeah, I lifted weights and just liked like lifting. So I was like, I'm gonna try and find like a society, like something to do with that. So yeah, that's how I found it. It was my third year of my undergrad, so I was like 21. Yeah, 21. And then continued to do it throughout university for like, because then I did my master's after, so it was like 2 or 3 years in university, and then when I finished, just kept going. And I find that like some people in the UK, like after uni is done, you kind of like get into the job world, and then you find that like you don't have time to like lift anymore. It doesn't fit within your schedule, like doing your kind of 9 to 5, and a lot of people just quit, unfortunately. So yeah, I was one of those that didn't and kept going and did it throughout my whole PhD, and then when I started working and up until now, and like I love it. Like I can't imagine my life without it.
Yeah, and I guess it is kind of a common thing you see. Like a lot of people will call it like a junior fall off, where like you stop having the time you had at like once you hit open, you hit a competitive wall compared to what you were in. but B, you just don't have the time you had as a junior. And a lot of people tend to you see a lot of people like fall out of love with the sport.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I guess like the whole like junior to open transition as well, I think a lot of people get disheartened with like the jump in competitive levels. So not only do they now not have time, but they're also like, oh, now I'm in the open and everyone is so much stronger than me, so it's just easier to like quit.
But a lot of people just end up in that comparison, I guess, because the difference with open is a 15-year age group.
Yeah.
So it's like you're gonna find that issue of people being stronger, but it's also people who've been in open for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And
no, exactly. Like someone that's like fresh out of the juniors is 23 comparing themselves to like a 36-year-old that's like been doing it for so long and had that time to develop and get stronger.
It's definitely one of the things I find. It's kind of funny to see how common of a thing it is in powerlifting.
Yeah. How old are you?
24. So this is my first year open.
Is it scary for you? Like, how do you feel about it?
To me, it's no real different. Like, I'm just enjoying the process. I love like all the guys in my weight class. I think, especially locally, 105 is such a great class. Everyone who's in it is like, great. Because I mean, you got me, you got Will, you got Genge. From what I've heard, maybe Evan.
Yeah. Matt's gone up.
Oh, Matt's gone up to 120?
Didn't he do 120 at provincials?
He did, but I don't know if that was if that's his staying plan or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, Evan is 105 now as well.
Yeah, so it's, like I said, it's just a fun class. Everybody in it's like great. I think the sportsmanship in the 105 class is really good.
Yeah. It would be cool if, like, I don't know, if local meets here were taken a bit more seriously and, like, more people did them, so then you could have, like, actually, like, a battle of each weight class. Like, rather than there just being, like, one or two people in each weight class, like, using it as, like, a qualifier, and it's not really,
Yeah, like, my first metro, my first local as an open, I placed second, and I placed second because there was 2 people.
Yeah.
It's, that's the thing, it seems like Newfoundland's biggest population seems to be the 93s. Like, it seems, and again, that's kind of, like, questionable now because, like you just said, Evan's going up. And, like, I mean, weight classes are always, like, fluctuating and stuff, but I know, like, at one point a couple years ago, or even last year, 93 was, like, the big class here in Newfoundland.
Like there was a lot of people in it, yeah, you're right.
Because you had James, you had Phil, you had Ethan, Kev, Evan, Rob, like, Trevor. Like, it was a big class.
Yeah.
I still would argue that between, like, that and 105 are probably, like, the biggest classes we have.
Yeah, I would say, which, like, makes sense. Like, naturally, like, tends to be what males' body weights on average sit at. So, yeah, it's not surprising. Yeah. It's
the issue, though, of being somewhere, like, as small as Newfoundland is, like, when it comes to something like powerlifting it'd be nice to have these big, like, battles of weight classes, but, like, the demographics also not big enough for some of these weight classes to even really, like, get that.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's not a whole lot of 120s or 120 pluses, like, around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I guess it is what it is. It's nice, like, that I feel like provincials this year was, like, even though I wasn't physically there, like, watching the live stream, I feel like it was the first year where it was kind of, like, taken a bit more seriously as, like, an outsider looking in. Like, the production level was so good. Like, it just felt like a lot of people were doing it and, like, taking it seriously, and it was, like, so cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, this provincials was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The way it was put off was a lot of fun. Like, I think this is probably one of the first local meets not local, but say NLPA
at
meets
Newfoundland level,
that I can think of since I've been powerlifting that had like commentary and stuff on the live stream as well, which I thought was really cool to have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's really cool, and I think like just the ability to have like the sponsorships and it's so nice. Like shout out to them.
Yeah,
NLPA for
absolutely.
putting it on.
It's nice to see, because I mean, sponsors are necessary, because sponsors are what keep the sport alive, sponsors and volunteers. It's nice to see so many like local spots willing to sponsor, like Alphas is willing to help out, and Supplement King, and
yeah, of course. Like I don't know, it's marketing for them as well. So like, why wouldn't they? And to be honest, like I feel like ultimately you don't end up losing that much money like giving prizes of that value, because you get it back in like the people that now recognize your brand.
Yeah, and also the fact that Supplement King like made a deal with NLPA, or I think it's with CPU or KNPL, whatever it is now as a whole, that like just having a powerlifting membership gets you like the discount and stuff there.
Yeah,
it's really helping drive their sales and stuff.
Yeah, no, it is really cool, and like ultimately for like the NLPA, you end up with more memberships because people are like, I want a discount at Supplement King. I'm going to renew my membership as I should every single year. Which like, I mean, it sucks that it takes that incentive to get people to renew their membership and give back contribute to their sport. But anyway, like if it works, then yeah, it's great.
Ultimately, it's just whatever's making money to keep the sport going.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like Lucas was telling me, like meet organizing's expensive.
It's so expensive.
Like
it's so much work.
Trying to get like just spaces and then equipment and like having to pay for like WADA in case they decide they want to show up, and like media. Yeah, it is. It's so expensive. It's so much work. I don't think people realize until like they actually do it. I guess speaking of media is a good time to transition into that topic. So you look at powerlifting from a whole another side of the sport as well. So do you want to talk on your time with White Lights and how it feels to be the one capturing like all these moments for lifters?
So I specifically don't capture the moments. Like, I mean, I have shot like local meets and like divisionals, but my job in the company kind of extends beyond that, just like the behind the scenes stuff, like customer service mainly, and just dealing with like sales. So it is a different perspective, but it's not behind the camera, I think, as like some people might think.
But that must have, even then though, I guess it still leads to a lot of like opportunities and stuff to just see these meets,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's nice. Like, I think being there from, I guess, not being at certain meets, like not from a spectator lens, but from a like, I'm working here lens. But yeah, no, it's really enjoyable. Like, I do love it.
I mean, who wouldn't want to get paid to watch powerlifting?
Yeah, I guess, but that is right. But in a way, you have a like responsibility to like do your job, like anyone like working in. Like, I guess if you look at it from like you're volunteering at a powerlifting meet, say you're spotting and loading on the platform, like, and you're spotting and loading like the biggest session there is. Yeah, like you get to watch these people like compete, but at the same time you're there to work. Like you're there to like, your role is to keep lifters safe and like hype them up and like bring the energy. You're not there to like watch them per se, or like that's not your priority anyway. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I completely see what you mean.
Yeah.
And like you said, then there's also the other part of it. So there's the customer service side of things, which I mean, I've worked customer service my whole life. we all know have its moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were more of a behind the camera, but I guess that's just because what I've seen is from
Yeah,
you shooting locals here.
Yeah, exactly. Because here, when I've shot local meets, like I'll shoot because I really enjoy it, and like I'm here, so I do it. But yeah, at like bigger meets like nationals and internationals, like it's more so kind of like customer facing, dealing with like data management. So yeah, it's a little bit different than what people might expect.
Just the whole, the not fun side of things, the whole number-based side of things.
Yeah, it's still enjoyable. Like, it's still nice to kind of like be in these environments and like feel like energy from like the lifting. But yeah, it's not like, you know, we get to sit there and just like watch the whole time, you know. It's like, yeah, there's just so much like responsibility to,
There's so much behind the scenes stuff that nobody actually sees happening or sees the end result of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's enjoyable. I do love it. But I obviously, since I've been here, I don't go to like too many meets to work at. I only do it part-time. So it's not like, it's not all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like we're not a province that also has a whole lot of meets and stuff anyway, and meets where...
Oh, yeah. If like there were meets all the time here, I would shoot every single one of them, but there isn't, right? There's like one local meet
and then,
and then a provincials, which like I would have loved to be able to shoot this year, but yeah, I was away in Europe, so it's a shame that like the timings didn't work out. But yeah, it's what it is. Maybe in the future, like as the NLPA like keeps growing and like getting more members, but for now, yeah.
Because provincials was around the time of Euros, right? Worlds, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one was like the week after the other one.
Yeah. Well, it was like provincials was, I think, the Saturday and the Sunday, and then Worlds started on the Sunday.
Yeah, so
yeah, the timing was a bit,
didn't really work out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, but yeah, no, it would be cool to see like more meets here, but it just takes there being the powerlifting population here for that to happen.
Yeah, everybody would like to see more meets and stuff here, but between like people not wanting to compete because they're like around the corner from our regionals or from like nationals or anything like that, to trying to find volunteers and stuff. Because I mean, NLPA has a hard enough time finding volunteers as is.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to try and get enough volunteers for a session.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I guess it's just about finding incentives.
It's
just having a population like big enough to have volunteers. Because if you think about it, like a lot of times it's not that people don't want to volunteer, like, but if they're there at a meet and say they're a coach and they have to like handle their lifters, it takes them out from being able to like ref a session, right? And the same with like if there's only one meet a year like locally, well, I know there's the Bay St. George meet as well, but like if you think about it like on this side of the island, right, if like people are like, okay, I'm going to compete at one local meet a year, and they compete at it, you're competing at that meet, so you can't volunteer at it, right? So whereas if there were like more meets, like a couple, you could compete at one and then volunteer at another.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the lack of meets where people don't get an opportunity, because it's like, say you got to hit a qualifying total or you're shooting for something, you only get that one shot unless you're going to travel to Bay St. George.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's like, I did my referee qualification in I think it was like October, maybe no, it was like late last year, and I want to say, or maybe early this year. But anyway, like the first opportunity to like ref would have been Metro, which I competed at. So it was like, okay, well I can't do it here. And then the next opportunity to ref was provincials, which again, like I wasn't here. I already had like a whole trip planned. So it's like, and that's like 5 months, 6 months difference gap between those. So my next opportunity to ref is gonna be a year, like next Metro if one happens, right? Or even like Bay St. George. That's normally in what, like October time, I want to say.
October, November, I think.
But even then, that's what, like 9 months since I got my referee qualification. I'm not able to like fully pass it because there aren't opportunities for me to like physically ref.
Which is a real limitation for the sport. It limits the sport's growth.
Yeah, but I do understand it. Like it's no one's fault. Like it's just how it is. Like it's just there isn't the population. So it's like, why would people host meets when there isn't? I guess
it fully comes down to that. It fully comes down to a population thing.
Yeah, I guess it's like, if that's the like cause, then it's about finding, I guess, ways to like boost the sport and highlight the sport and show like newbies that are in the gym, that lift weights, that already squat, bench and deadlift, like, hey, you can do this competitively, and making that appealing. And I think like meets like provincials, which was like amazing, like production level and like quality level,
absolutely,
are like things that can do that. But without that, and without like direct marketing to like these potential people, it's tough.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason I wanted to like start this whole podcast was just to get more information and stuff about powerlifting out there, like get some of the lifters out there. And it's like kind of a two-step thing. It's A, to get more attention on the sport, but also to get more attention on the lifters, the local lifters, and like their accomplishments and what they've done. But ultimately it's to grow the sport because it's what we all want.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have something like at a provincial kind of level, like something like this that's kind of highlighting the accomplishments and achievements of lifters here, and like it essentially like people that, you know, potentially listen are, and that don't powerlift, like are finding out about it for the first time. And like I think that's really cool.
And I think that's what you just said about people who don't powerlift finding the podcast, that's kind of why I wanted it to be the style it is, where it's not like your typical like podcast where it's, all right, I'm going to sit down, here's X number of questions specifically on powerlifting, and like it's, you go into like some podcasts, if you don't know the sport, and it's just going to sound like complete gibberish. Versus I wanted to take more like a laid-back approach to it, and hopefully incentivize more people to get in.
Yeah, because it's just like a conversation, like very like chill. It's not super like formal, and it's nice. Like I like the format.
And it's like you said, you're seeing people in the gym, and you're just like trying to like push them a little bit to the way of powerlifting.
Yeah. But it's tough, and I guess it's something that I didn't really like consider, because like coming from powerlifting in the UK, where people literally fall into powerlifting like through university, like it's so easy, because I think it's seen as more of like a team thing. Like when you represent a university, you're like, okay, like I'm part of a team, and this is like my social environment, and this is where I've made like all my friends. Like very similar to like how, you know, where you train at reps and like where I train, like that seems like it's a team thing because everyone's like doing it together, right? Like that's how it is in the UK, but like amplified times 100, because there are like over 100 universities in the UK, so like literally like every city has like 5 powerlifting.
So it becomes less of a solo sport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that that's way more like appealing and like less intimidating to get into when it's seen as like this team thing that I'm part of versus this like solo thing where, you know, oh, okay, there's a meet coming up, so I'm preparing for it like by myself, like training in like a commercial gym for it, and then I'm showing up and I'm going to weighing by myself, like I don't have a handler, I'm like new to this, I don't really know what's going on. So it's like, that's so intimidating,
Yeah,
right?
you're showing up to say, like, get your gear checked, and you're finding out that your belt isn't okay. Like, I know that happened a couple times at the provincials that just passed, actually. There were a couple people that, like, got their equipment checked, and their belt wasn't up to standard. So it's that, just that side of things, where here, powerlifting is something you just kind of stumble upon. And, like, some of the information's hard to find, and, like, if no one told you that your knee sleeves had to be a specific brand, you probably wouldn't go out of your way to search for...
Yeah.
You'd look at it, you'd see people in knee sleeves, and you'd go, okay, I have knee sleeves.
Yeah. Whereas if you join, like, a club where there are powerlifters, like, they'll see you come in with your, like, non-approved knee sleeves one session and be like, bro, you can't wear that at your meet next week.
Yeah, you need something else.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do feel like, though, I get a sense that the sport is growing here, and like in a couple of years it's just going to be a lot more people like doing it.
I've been to, not counting Bay St. George's, I've been to every meet that has been here since like I started. And every time I'm seeing more and more new faces, which is great, because you're seeing people who it's their first meet, and you're like, all right, well, I hope you're back next time. And then you're seeing them at the second meet, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's really cool.
It means the sport's growing, and like, especially now, like what James has been doing on the West Coast, it seems like they're really helping the sport grow over there. Like, everything they've been doing with West Coast Barbell, it seems like they're really trying to help the sport grow there, because I know it was the sport was growing, but it was kind of still isolated to St. John's.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen, because I mean, where your population centers are, obviously you're going to have the most amount of people doing something. But it's nice to see that it is spreading.
Yeah, it seems that way, but that's also like facilitated by being able to train in a gym space like over there in the West Coast, where you're training in, like, it's like a YMCA, right? And like, you obviously have like a good they must have a good relationship with like the owner, right? That's kind of like, yeah, guys, like, have your own powerlifting corner, like set up a rack, like,
yeah, exactly.
That really like want that to happen, and without that, you're unable to grow it in the way that you want, right? So I think that like it would be great if there was more of that, but I think you also have to think about like the limits of training in like a gym that sometimes don't allow for that.
Yeah, I know, because I trained at Good Life for years before I actually started powerlifting. And even like the first couple months of powerlifting, I was still training out of a Good Life. And it's very much Good Life. Don't get me wrong, Good Life's a great gym, but like it's like anywhere. I always see the jokes like Powerlifters like almost not feeling welcome in some commercial gyms because of, I mean, we're loud, we're throwing plates around. Like,
yeah, I get it. I do understand. I think. Yeah, I don't know, you can argue it, but I do see, like, perspective of, like, some commercial gyms. Yeah.
I think ultimately the killer for commercial gyms is deadlifts.
Yeah.
A lot of commercial gyms don't seem to like deadlifts. And I mean, it's fair, because you have to appeal to a generalized population of just, like, your everyday person at a gym. So, like, somebody who's going in for like just cardio or just some like lightweight work probably doesn't want to go in, and like I can completely see their standpoint and hear 400 pounds being thrown on the floor.
Yeah.
Because I know it was nice training at Good Life in Torbay Road when I was training at the Good Life actually just up here. because they actually had platforms.
Oh, yeah.
So they had like the cushion pads and stuff for deadlifting, so it was a little less quiet. And now looking back on it, I realize like it was so different from how I'm used to training, because it was a weightlifting bar and like bumper plates.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's the other side of things that comes down, like it's fine to train in like these commercial gyms and stuff, but if you're training only in a commercial gym, you're probably going to get whiplash when you go to like a meet day and the bench is completely different.
Oh my God,
and the bar is completely different.
Yeah.
And you're training on a brand new Alico that tears every part of your body that it touches apart.
Yeah, I feel a difference for sure, because I train at a commercial gym like during the week, and like training on like pound plates, and like thank God we have like a rogue bar, so like the bar is fine, but like I train on like pound plates, and I swear like it feels so different when I come to like squat later in the week. I'm like, this feels heavy, and like same with bench, like
I find that as well, and most people say it's the other way. They find the kilo plates heavier, but I find pound plates heavier.
yeah.
Like the same equivalents loaded on a bar. Could be the exact same bar, but say loaded out front in reps with the steel pound plates versus the calibrated kilo plates. I will find the pound plates heavier.
Oh no,
always.
I'm the opposite. I find the kilo plates heavier. Like
Really?
training at a commercial gym during the week like gives me so much confidence. Like, what do you mean I can squat this much and it feels so light? Like, I don't know, earlier in the week I like squatted 110. I'm not the best at pounds, but I'll do it in kilos. I squatted like 110 for 7 reps at like RP 6, and then yesterday I did 110 for 6. It was so much harder. I was like, I don't think what I squatted earlier in the week was 110 kilos. It must have been like 105 or like 100.
Yeah, and it's so funny because, like I said, I find the opposite. Like, I find when I train, like just a scatter day, I'll train out front, say with Kev or somebody when we're not training in the IBW room. I'll load up a squat and I'm like, God, that like didn't move amazing, and I'll convert it over to kilos and it's like only supposed to be like 150 or something. I'm like, that should have moved a lot better than that. Because I'll go in the IBW room and I'll just like 70, 100, 120, 150.
Right, yeah.
Like there's nothing to it.
Yeah, interesting. So how does that work with like, how often are you training in like the main powerlifting room versus like the rest of the gym?
So most of the time I'm training in the room.
Yeah.
I'm a little more lenient right now in the summer because that room gets really, really hot, to the point where I'm finding a difference in performance. So it's like, and where I said pounds also affects my performance, it's like a matter of the day-to-day call of like what's going to affect me more, pulling on pound plates or pulling in this heat.
Right, I see.
But for the most part, I'll train in the room. It's just usually on Saturdays, because I train mostly, like where I work a 9 to 5, I train mostly late evenings. But Saturdays, I'll usually go in earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And I'll train out front because that's like the only time, because I mean, me and Kev can train in the room anytime. But that's also the same time like John is in and Greg's in. So like...
Oh, you want to train with...
We all just kind of train together out front then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all might be doing a different compound, but like... It's the whole being there together.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
But it also works out good because Chris has John squatting on Saturdays now. So John will usually squat with me and Kev.
Oh, nice.
Like whenever we can line the three of us up there together.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun seeing him back on program. Like seeing him back with a coach.
Oh, okay.
And like back to powerlifting.
Right.
But yeah, it's always weird too. I don't know if you find the same thing with like a commercial gym, but especially once schools get out, like training out front and reps, there's like a lot of kids, there's a lot of young lifters, like people new to the gym.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird, powerlifting is we get so like just used to the numbers and stuff that we do.
Right.
that you throw like a warm-up weight on out front in the gym, and like you see a lot of these younger people, or like people who are new to the gym, like they stop and like they're like staring at the bar, and to us it's
Yeah, it's so normal, whereas to them it's like, what the hell? Yeah.
like this is weight like they're dreaming of, and I'm just like, oh well, it's
Yeah.
my third
like,
squat of the day.
Yeah, no, it is nuts. Like the number of times I've been with like Evan or Matt or Chris, like train, because we train at the same commercial gym, and like I can just see people watching. Like it's so funny. But no, I do get it. Like it's insane, and I think we're just so used to like lifting what we lift that like it's not even like a consideration that like, oh, this is like extremely heavy for the general population. So I do get it.
And the way powerlifting is we spend so much time like looking at high level lifters and stuff that like to us what we're doing is like a grain of sand in our weight class.
Yeah. It's nice though, like I feel like, I don't know if anyone like overtly says this out loud, but it's almost like training at a commercial gym sometimes, it's like such a confidence boost, and like like people are watching, so you're like, okay, well like I have to make this look good because I know people are like watching. I get that. I feel like that sometimes, and I get that vibe from like other people as well.
Yeah, and it's not like even like it's like an ego thing.
No.
Like you're doing it to go and show off, but it's just like happening to be there and like seeing it. It's like you just end up feeling good about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. What's this?
And I squeeze past.
Yeah.
I can't eat.
But yeah, no, it's actually like, it's so nice training with people, like just hearing you talk about like, oh, on a Saturday, like you'll train outside of your room, like just so that you can train with like friends. I just can't imagine, well I can because I've done it before, but like training by yourself like actually sucks so much for me. Like I'll do it, and there are periods of like my life where I've like just had to do it. But when I'm like here and I'm like training with my friends, it's so nice. My sessions just go so much better. They're just easier to get through, you know?
It comes down to like there's like the confidence boost of having these people around you who are cheering you on, who you might feel like, okay, that didn't move that great, but then everyone's all like, that was absolutely amazing, you have more, like
no, a lot of times, like, if I'm, like, doing, I don't know, what I think is, like, a top set, and Evan's like, so you're going up, and, like, if he hadn't have said that, I would, like, be like, oh, okay, I'll just do my back-offs, but, like, having someone, like, watch it, and they're like, that looked so good that you should go up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go up, and then I'll go up, and it's, like, always fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, thank God I have that.
But it's calls you would have never made on your own.
Exactly, yeah.
Powerlifting also reaches a point where, like, there's times I'll look at, like, the numbers and stuff programmed for the day, and I'm just like, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing this solo.
Yeah. Do you mean in terms of, like, spots?
Yeah, like, and I mean, it's back to the, like, general training at, like, a commercial gym. Like, worst kind of worst, I'd, like, train out front, but, like, asking for spots from, like, everyday, like, say, gym people who may not know how you lift or, like, how stuff moves, because, like, you could have a squat that gets stuck that you know you can fight through and fight up.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have somebody who doesn't know powerlifting see you stop moving and immediately jump in to take the bar.
Like, I don't know, it's hard to comprehend. Like I have a friend in the UK who trains at like commercial gyms and like often by herself, and like she'll have like a heavy squat, or a heavy bench, and she'll just have to like go up to like someone random in the gym and be like, can you spot me? So she'll get like side spots for her squat and like try to like show someone like, okay, like I just need you like on the side like this. And I don't know, like the number of times where like she's unracked and someone is like holding onto the bar as she's like unracking and like keeping their hands there the whole time, and she's like having to re-rack and be like,
Don't touch
are you touching the bar? And they're like, yeah, like what am I meant to do? I don't know, it's like you can try to explain, but like sometimes it's just a bit like lost in translation if you've like never had to do that before.
And I think a big thing of like how that stuff kind of happens at reps is because of reps demographic being like very kind of split down the middle of like powerlifters and bodybuilders. And like a lot of bodybuilders when they ask for spots on something, it's like,
oh, stay with the bar.
Stay with me, help me through it. Versus then a powerlifter comes along and it's like, don't touch the bar unless like I'm about to die or I tell you. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah.
Because that's the thing I always find when I have to ask like just generic people around the gym for a spot. I'm like, I'll look at them and I'll say, if it looks weird, leave it. I will tell you to take it when I need it taken from me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, you can say that, but it still might.
Yeah.
You might be like, oh well.
There's still the instincts somebody's gonna have, or they might jump in.
Yeah.
Which again is nothing on the people spotting.
Yeah.
It's just an issue with powerlifting and not having people to train with.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know like plenty of people that just like will just do it, and it's just like, in an ideal world, everyone would be training with their friends every single session, be able to do like 4-hour sessions at a time and have like a fun, great time, like 4 or 5 days a week. But in reality, like a lot of people just don't with their jobs. Like they have physically demanding jobs, or like they work like, I don't know, nights, so they're having to train at like non-sociable hours, and like you just have to do what you have to do. And people will just like bench with the safeties up or go squat in a cage. Like plenty of people do it. I just think now I'm so used to like training with people and like I can, so for now I just like can't imagine like not having it, you know?
I completely agree. Like there's been, like you said, there's been a couple times I've gone into squat and there's been nobody around, so it's like, alright, well, as much as I want to use a combo rack today, I guess I'm going in the cage.
You have to adapt. Yeah. And I don't know, none of us are professionals, right? So it's just how it is.
We gotta work around what we can.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's something people don't realize, and it kind of goes back to what you were saying about like university and stuff. It's like powerlifting isn't as much of a solo sport as some people like think it is. Like you need people in your corner, you need people around you.
Yeah, you really do.
Just having the support from other people. Like you said, just like having a squat that you felt was bad and then somebody looking at you and saying, you could do more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even just things like, sometimes like when people in the gym know that you're working up to like a heavy single or a heavy double or whatever, and they know your warm-ups and they know your training, so it's like, okay, like they'll go load your bar whilst, you know, they're like, okay, like go sit over there, like get in the zone, put your headphones in kind of thing, I'll load your bar, like don't worry about it. Like even like things like that is just so nice.
That's why I find like training in like a 3-person rotation is so good, because it's like, in an ideal world, and like when you're working up to like heavy stuff, it's like whoever's going next isn't touching the bar. Like whoever just came out from a squat is going to one side and like loading up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice to not have to sit there and load your bar and then get ready, and that's another issue of training solo, is having to, you re-rack it, you go, you load the bar, you take a breather.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus training with a group, is that's all kind of just like baked into the rotation.
Yeah, I love it. Now that there's more girls at Club U, it's nice.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, it's
because before it would just be like just me and my own rack, everyone would help, obviously, but like, yeah.
Training alone in your own rack's also just hard because you're trying to like gauge rest times.
Yeah,
You're like,
true.
have I rested long enough? Have I rested too long? Like, versus if you have 3 or 4 people, it's giving you that good pace of. And if you find you're getting too tired, I mean, like all we ever do is just like, all right, take a couple minutes after your next set.
Yeah.
And then we'll start cycling through again. But yeah, it makes a big difference. And like you said, not having to be the only person in your rack. Yeah, you have spotters and stuff, but when it comes to lifting, it's all on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So with going to like Europeans and stuff, how does it feel to wear that country singlet?
Yeah, it's it kind of feels, it's so surreal. Yeah, it really is. Like, I just feel so proud to be able to like say like I represented my country, and regardless of like how the meet ends up going, yeah, surreal is probably like the best word to describe it. It's just, yeah, so cool. I wish I could expand more. Like, it's kind of indescribable.
No, Lucas said the same thing when I asked the question. It's such a weird feeling to describe.
Yeah, it feels like a massive like honor, I think. And I think for me as well, like having been to Europeans, like representing a country that, so the first time I represented Portugal, it was like the first year that we were an IPF affiliate. So I was just very conscious of like, oh, okay, like people are going to be seeing like Portugal at the Europeans for the first time. So this is who they're seeing that is like representing that country that doesn't really have like a history at that level, right? So yeah, there was also this kind of like that was in the back of my mind.
Yeah, I could see that being a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, but it was like, it was nice like having, obviously like I wasn't the only one, like there was a couple of others, and the first time actually that I represented Portugal, they had put Evan as assistant coach, so he was able to be in the back room, so like that was like really familiar, and it's so cool to be able to do. And like, to be honest, like I wish that I could still keep doing it, but again, like it's just not feasible. And like you know, when I went to Europeans in just this past March, having to like obviously like fly there, and it takes like 19 hours to get there, and just because of the like flights and there not being a direct one from here specifically, and then like having to be away from work and like take time off, like especially during a semester, it's just like, yeah, it's a
lot of things that add up that powerlifting quickly becomes expensive.
It's so costly to do. So it's like, realistically, like, and there was a period as well where like, so in December I won nationals over in Portugal, and like I knew that I was like selected to do internationals, but there was a period where I was like, I don't know if like I'm gonna do it. It's just like, it's so expensive, and like the time to get there, and like, but I'm so glad that I kind of decided to do it, because at that point I think I thought this might be my last one, so I'm just gonna like do it, just whatever, and I did, and I'm so glad that I did. But I think that now I'm kind of looking at it and I'm like, okay, I have to like be realistic. Like even nationals over there is in October, I think. And originally, like when I was at nationals there last year, they had said like, oh yeah, so nationals is going to be next December, like a couple of days after Christmas, and I thought, oh, okay, like that could be a good timing because I'm going to be home for Christmas anyway, so it could work out. But then they changed it to October, so I was like, I don't know, like if I can, like it's during the semester, it's going to be really busy, and it's expensive, so
Yeah, it's more justifiable if you were already there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, like there for like a reason, like a purpose. Like even for the trip in March, like I just planned a lot of things like around it, so I was like, okay, I'm going more than just for like to compete. So it made it like feel like, okay, this is fine. But yeah, as much as I would love to, I don't know if I can. But I guess like I can just try to be like as competitive as possible here, and I don't think I would ever get to like the world stage here, but I think I could like do pretty good, like at least at like a provincial level and like maybe an Eastern level. Although I'm not sure what the like talent pool is because I've yet to go to an Eastern.
Yeah, it's that's the thing for me as well. It's like I, having only done like provincials and locals and stuff, the regional pool is something like I'm not at all familiar with. Like I know like the national pool, like I know like your regular faces you see like watching Nats and stuff, but like the Easterns pool and like regional pools, I have no idea. Like to go there, like obviously not this year, but say when I go next year, it's like I don't know so many of these people. Yeah, it would be cool when you get a chance to go. Do you know if the totals will go up or stay? I think when I was talking to Kev about it, he said he's pretty sure it's like every set amount of years they change their totals, and it shouldn't be by next year. Oh, okay, yeah. So it should still be the 597? Yeah, so it's like there's enough time for you to like recover and get stronger, and should be fine to get those extra kilos to qualify. Yeah, it'll be fun. Like I said, I've never had to travel for a meet, so I'm kind of excited to that side of things. Yeah. Where it's like I've just never experienced it. And I mean, that's kind of why I was hoping for this Easterns, because I'm a big, like, I really enjoy Halifax. I've been there a couple times. I've really enjoyed every time I was there. So it would have been nice to go back, but... Would you go anyway? I don't know if it's... Cause especially now that me and my girlfriend are going to Toronto, like, a couple weeks after it. It's kind of a blessing in disguise that it's like, I didn't qualify because we're going to see her favorite band in concert. Oh, okay. And this is probably going to be their last tour, so it's absolutely something we would have spent the money on. Yeah, don't go to East. But it's good to know that we don't have to spend the money on both of it now. Yeah. In a way, like, I think it's cool in this country that you have to, like, travel for meets. Like, it replicates international meet experience where you have to do that anyway, right? So, I don't know. I think, like, staying in, like, the meet hotel and, I don't know. It's, like, similar preparations because you have to travel for it. Absolutely. And it's, like, yeah, you hear people talk about, like, trying to deal with like jet lag and like following, like making weight and stuff. And it's like it feels weird that I've never had to, like, none of these things have ever been in my head because for me it's wake up the morning of, drive to the venue. Yeah. Well, hopefully next year. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like I don't know, because like you said, the whole like making weight side of things, people like worry about, like, say, eating on the plane and like how jet lag's gonna affect their body. Just all things that I've never had to take into consideration. Like I've never had to worry about weight for a meet. Like, and I guess it's just being so early on in the sport. Like they always say when you start the sport is to, like, not set yourself to a weight class, which is advice I'd give to anyone listening, is to not tell yourself you're going to be a weight class when you start powerlifting. Yes, I have a lot to say about this. I very much agree. It's interesting. I think that, like, I don't know if you know this, but I do research on the psychology of making weight. Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So yeah, that's what I've done. So I'm in academia now. I'm doing my postdoc, but throughout kind of my academic career, it's been like a big focus. So I started off doing a project on the effect of making weight on disordered eating. So that's how it's how like a lot of people in the UK like know who I am, because I did this like big project on it. So yeah, don't do it. There's no point. It's not worth it. Even for like, I don't know, I understand it at like a competitive level, and if it's like closely monitored with like an actual professional, not like someone that's, I don't know, not a licensed coach or nutritionist that is giving you like advice. I think if you have someone like, if you're at a certain level and you have someone like that's giving you like real like guidance, and they have a qualification and they know what they're doing, then yes. But otherwise, like, it's just so, I just don't get it. It's just not worth the like potential risks that can happen, like you hating yourself, or developing disordered eating, or like negative body image, and not enjoying your competition day because you're so focused on like what you're eating next.
And you're so focused. I didn't know that was something you had done research on in the past.
Yeah.
So it gives you that whole different insight when you hear people talk about like.
Yeah, I'm like extremely biased because of it, for sure. Like, I think a lot of times I hear about it, and I like, honestly, I do understand why people do it, but I just truly don't think it's worth the risk, just because I've like heard so much about like the negative impact of it. Especially at like more like beginner level, if you've only been doing it a couple of years, and especially for female athletes and juniors.
When it's so like you said, in the junior age where you're so new into the sport, you're so fresh, it's like take your time and just figure it out and do whatever.
Yeah, and I think that like sometimes you can give like newer lifters all of this like advice and come from a place of like, you know, your experience, like as in the person speaking to them, like I'm experienced, like, you know, it's not worth it, take your time, like grow into your class. Like sometimes you can give people like all of that advice, but they still won't take it on because they just have this like idea of like, well, no, like I really want to, I really need to, because
this person does it and that person does it,
and they were successful at doing this. But like if you think about it, the people that are successful at doing it are like the 1% at like international level or at Sheffield.
Exactly.
Right? Like the highest of the highest athletes, and it's like, well, you're not them, and I don't know, it's just not worth it a lot of times for the large majority.
And honestly, that goes hand in hand with training too. People, especially new lifters, get so caught up in trying to copy what someone else does. Like, copy how this person deadlifts or how this person squats. Like, you spend so much time focusing. Like, a lot of beginners spend so much time focusing on trying to replicate something that might not even work for them and their body and, like, their leverages and stuff.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, I mean, but it's like that, like, if you think about it in, like, all other sports, right? Everyone has idols in, like, a range of different sports, and I don't know, what they do is, like, of course you, like, idealize athletes, and, like, you want to do what they do.
Because
you want to be them. So I do get it, but I think the longer that you kind of like are in a sport and like you potentially realize like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not going to be like the best in the world or like the best in the country. So you kind of just accept like, this is like me as a powerlifter, like, this is what I should be doing. This is how my body is built, so maybe I can't, like, you know, do what so-and-so is doing in the exact same way. I think, like, over time you just, like, learn to accept that. And I think as well, like, as coaching is becoming more professional, you have, like, better coaches that are now able to, like, actually guide their lifters on, like, technique that is specific for that particular lifter, like programming that's specific for that particular lifter, advice about, like, weight classes that is specific to that lifter. So I do think it's, a lot better than it was, like, when I started. Coaching was not developed at all when I started.
And then, like, it's because everybody's built different when it comes to just powerlifting. Like, everybody's gonna have different things. Like, me, with my height, it leads to my squat being weird because of femur length.
Yeah, exactly.
So what works for other people squatting isn't gonna work for me because I just can't get into the same positions.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I do think that, like, all in all, it is like ideas about that are changing a lot, and people are a lot better now at recognizing, like, this is just what I'm working with, so you can't do what everyone else is doing.
You can only do what you can do.
Yeah.
You can't always be, like you said, you can't always be the person you're idolizing in powerlifting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the quicker, honestly, like, people can realize that, like, the more enjoyment they can get out of the sport, because if you're constantly comparing yourself, you get stuck in this hole of, like, well, he's doing it and it works, but when I do it, it doesn't work. Why?
Yeah, exactly. And even the whole thing with, like, weight classes as well, like, the sooner you probably come to the realization that, like, I should move up a weight class and just, like, sit in it and enjoy training, and I'll think about, like, what weight class I should enter closer to the time depending on where my body is. Like, the sooner you come to that realization, like, the sooner you can, like, actually enjoy training, and your whole life doesn't center around, like, food and getting, like, enough, I don't know, exercise in to, like,
to counteract the amount of food you're eating.
Exactly. Yeah, you can just have, like, normal life. And, like, I don't know, some people might argue that, like, oh, well, if you're an athlete, that's just what you have to do. Well, it's like, yeah, but you're not an elite athlete. And I understand, like, people, like, striving to, like, want to achieve, like, the highest level possible. Like, I do understand that, but sometimes, like, I don't know, you can still, like, reach, like, a decent level and not conform to, like, I don't know, the whole thing of, like, needing to be a certain body weight all the time.
Not making your everyday miserable because of, like, what you're eating. And,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, spending all this time trying to, like, conform to a weight, or, like, being on, like, this limited diet, or...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just not worth it, in my opinion, but each to their own. Like I said, sometimes you can, like, tell people things, but they won't really, like...
listen if they don't want to.
Yeah, or until they, like, go through, like, a shit period of, like, trying to make weight, and this, like, consistent cycle of, like, okay, dieting a lot and, like, over-exercising in order to achieve, like, a weight class goal, making weight, doing, like, mid, and then eating everything post-comp, and then I'm heavier than I even started, so now I'm going to try and diet even harder and exercise even more to reach that weight class, and doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah,
right?
it becomes
it's
an
like,
endless spiral.
Yeah, it's just a cycle that eventually, like, you just can't sustain it. And again, that's, like, not to say that it can't be done in, like, a safe way that's, like, guided by a professional, but most times it's,
And it comes down to that too. There's also like the mental risk of like if you give your all into this say hard gut cut to like make weight, and then you're already like in an off mood because of this like brutal diet that you're doing, and then like you said, to come out and have like a mid performance or like go like 5 for 9 or something like that, then you're just gonna feel ultimately like worse about it.
Yeah, for sure. I was queen of going 5 for 9 when I started powerlifting.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like cut so hard to like make. I was like at 57 when I started, and I'm 69 now. And yeah, it's just. But it takes you like a while to like realize like, this isn't like fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to be doing this. Yeah, and I would just have like shit performances and just realize like, yeah, I wanna.
It's also the way I have to position the camera. It's real fun trying to like read the time that's left on the SD card or anything, because everything's upside down.
Oh yeah.
Because the only way to, which is funny because this camera has like a gyroscope in it. Like when I put this footage on my computer, this footage won't be upside down.
Oh, okay. So it like recognizes that like we're.
It can tell that it's upside down, but I guess
Okay.
it's just not programmed for the screen
Right.
to
I
rotate all the
see.
numbers.
I see. Yeah.
Which would be really nice, but ultimately it's nicer to not have to rotate everything in post-production.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Alright, so what were we talking about?
Being miserable, cutting weight.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and I think, like you said about the whole part where it can, like, lead to, like, disordered eating and, like, body image issues, I think that's, like, where I'm, like, not interested, for the most part, in filling out my weight class, because, like, prior to, like, getting heavy into powerlifting, I did 75 hard and lost 20 kilos.
Damn.
So it's, like...
20 kilos is a lot, man.
Yeah. It becomes that thing where it's, like, you step on a scale and it's, like, I don't necessarily know that I want to watch
Yeah.
a number go up.
Yeah, I can see that. It's psychologically, like, difficult, and, yeah, your identity becomes tied to, like, the number on the scale, and, like, joy and satisfaction comes from seeing that number go down, and all kinds of negative feelings come from seeing that number go up, and, like, if you're experiencing that, that's how you know, like, that's not healthy.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I did notice a big difference in my mentality, and I don't know what it was. I guess it's just because, like, when I did, like, the whole diet and stuff, like, obviously I wasn't heavy into powerlifting, so to me, that was back when pounds was a number that I used, and now everything
Yeah.
is pretty much spend my life in kilos. Like,
Yeah.
family will ask me what I lift, and I'll tell them in kilos, and they'll look at me and be like, I have no idea what that
Yeah.
means. And I'm like, I don't know what it is in pounds.
Yeah, that's how I feel about pounds. It's such a weird concept.
So I noticed a big difference when I actually set my scale to read in kilos.
Oh, because the number is lower.
Yeah, and like it's not that initial like translation, and it was a big.
Oh, interesting.
But I'm also at the point where I'm like, my body, I'm realizing like I'm injured. I gotta eat more.
Yeah, that is a like good sign as well for it, where it's like if you're getting like these little like injuries, then it's looking at like, am I eating enough to like recover properly as I should?
Am I directly causing some of these issues by, again, because if you're like cutting or anything, like you're just not fueling your body
Yeah.
appropriately, and
Yeah.
like a big thing with training this summer, and I mentioned like the heat of like the IBW room and stuff. A big thing training in the summer is like pretty much doubling like your water intake at training, because
Yeah,
it's
that's
just so
true.
hot.
Yeah.
It all comes down to just like making sure you're fueling your body for what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, if you're doing one of these big cuts and then you're going out and performing, your body's depleted, your risk of injury is probably that much higher.
Yeah, yeah. And I would say like there's more knowledge about that now in terms of like actually properly like fueling and rehydrating adequately like after you cut weight. But yeah, I remember when I started, like, it was crazy. People were just like doing insane things, like every weight cutting method under the sun all at the same time. So then you don't really know which one is working because you've done them all. Like, you've dieted into it, you've gut cut, you've water cut, like everything you can possibly. You've used the sauna, you've like gone on a run, just like everything, and then you like make weight, and then you're like, I don't really know which method.
So now I have to do them all again because I don't know what works.
Yeah, whereas now it's like a lot more like specific, and there's a lot more like research about like, I don't know, weight cutting methods and which ones are the most like harmful ones, like passive weight cutting being like worse, for example. So like, yeah, there's a lot more knowledge about that. So people are doing it like properly, which is, yeah, like, thank God. Whereas now, and like choosing methods that are like specific to that person and like fit their lifestyle. Yeah, so at least that's good.
Again, you're no longer in the days like of where people were just comparison or like using comparisons to be like, this works for this person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because like just because a gut cut works for somebody doesn't mean it's gonna work for everybody, and like just because a water cut works for somebody.
Yeah.
Because somebody could lose a bunch with a water cut, and then you could try it and.
Yeah, and even just like with a water cut, like how many like liters people are meant to drink. Like obviously it's like dependent on the person, right? So like when I started, like there was like barely any resources on like making weight. There was like one website, it was like, I think it was like a blog, and like it was called like Powerlifting to Win, and it had like a very like blanket, I think it was like, drink 8 liters for this many days, and it was like for everyone, right? And it was like, I was like a 57 kilo girl, like doing the same as like a 93 kilo dude. So even like just the comparison of now, like it's a lot more like tailored and specific towards like each individual lifter.
I guess that's the difference of like being around the sport for a while, is you just see how much stuff has evolved.
It's
not even in the
so
lifting
nice.
side of things, but like
Everything around it, like everything, like nutrition, cutting weight, like obviously like programming. I was saying this actually to the guys in the gym the other day, like when I started, there was in the UK, there was this whole thing of like, you couldn't have any knee travel when you squat. So it's like RIP anyone that has like long femurs with knee travel, right? I have so much knee travel, obviously so do you.
yeah.
So there were like training methods where like a coach would put a block, you know, like when you're doing like board press, you know, those boards, they would put a block in front of your knee so that it would force you to sit your hips back so that you wouldn't knock the knee block over, because obviously if you have forward knee travel, as soon as you squat you're going to knock that block over, right? So it would be like, okay, sit your hips back really, really far in order to like get your like shins like parallel, right, when you squat, which is insane, because there was one study done, I think in like the early 2000s, that said like, oh, it's putting like too much like pressure on your knees or your back or something if you squat with too much knee travel. So everyone started squatting with this like dumb method. It spread around to like different coaches, everyone was following it, and suddenly everyone was getting like back injuries, but this was like the standard of squatting, like, and it's so nice to like see it evolved where people are like, no, now like knee travel is not like demonized. Everyone like that has long femurs can like squat that is like suitable towards like them, and like even things like that where like I look back and I'm like, that was so fucking stupid. The stupid like coaching cue that was so dominant in like the space in like the 2017-2018 era. But yeah, you're right, it's nice seeing like methods adapt and it becoming like more professional.
And you look back on some old things, and it's just like you said, it's like, why were we doing that?
Yeah,
Like,
it's so stupid, so dumb. But yeah, no, it's really cool, like, having that comparison of, like, before and after. Like, I feel really old sometimes, like, when I reference things from, like, that far back in
but it's like
powerlifting.
It's like what you said with the water cut as well. It's like back then, like, kind of just in some of like the earlier internet times of powerlifting. It's like everything seems like it was so cookie cutter. It was like everybody had to do this, like you said with the water cut. It was like 8 liters regardless, or like nobody's knees could travel past like forward.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that probably works for some people, but again, it's not a one size fits all type.
Yeah, exactly.
Sport.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God we're at a place where we are now. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, we're at a spot where so many people do so many different things now, where it's everybody kind of has their own way of lifting.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, like, it's interesting seeing, like, trends as well, like, come and go, because, like, I feel like it was, like, a few years ago, I think sub-maximal training was, like, very, like, trendy. Everyone was doing, like, sub-max, like, RP 5, 6, like, singles, or, like... But, like, before that, there was an era of, like, really, like, high-intensity, like, RP 8 singles, like, every week kind of thing. And now I feel like we're back at a point where it's, like, high-intensity is in again. Or it's not as, like, demonized as it was a couple of years ago when, like, people were like, oh, no, sub-max training for the win. Like, that's, like, how you get stronger kind of thing. Like, you don't need to be doing, like, heavy singles, like, all the time. So now I feel like we're at this, like, kind of slowly getting back up to, like, yeah, high intensity is no longer, like, demonized anymore. But yeah, it's really interesting to see.
So if you could go back to yourself, or go back and talk to yourself at the equipment check table at your first meet,
Yeah.
what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself, after this meet, you're not cutting weight again. I would tell myself, like, you're gonna add 100 kilos, over 100 kilos to your total. So be patient. Don't do dumb shit in training. And that's probably it. Like, find a good group to train with. So I guess that's the advice that I would give myself. Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, and we talked on that earlier. Like, that's, like, such a crucial thing, I think, with powerlifting, is finding a group. Is, yeah, you can, like you said, you can do it solo, but, like, once you find that group that you, like, really click with and you lift well with, everyone just gets better.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Because you're pushing yourselves, you're pushing each other. Like, it's like, it's the saying of, like, a rising tide lifts all ships. It's like everybody's gonna get better together.
Yeah. Have you found that your training is, like, better now that you have, like, a group to train with?
Absolutely. Like, obviously, I always had, like, pretty much the whole time I've been training at Reps, we've had, like, this little Saturday crew of, like, me, Kev, and John. But, like, my other, like, through the week sessions, then were just, like, me.
Yeah.
Kind of just training out front, like, scatter person around. But now, like, having, like, regularly training with, like, say, my Wednesdays, or my Mondays and Thursdays, always training with, like, Lucas and Steve and Dryden, like, having the same group of people around, pushing you the same every week. Again, to just be the best you can be. It's always great to just have that. I've noticed a huge difference in just, and also again in the confidence of, like, if I was alone, I'd probably call it wherever the weight was, but it's having people, like, you got another 10 or 12 in you if you want to go for it. We got you, we'll spot you, like,
Yeah.
like, if you want to throw the whites on and go again.
Yeah.
And it's just good to have that group of people
Yeah.
with you. Not even that group of people in particular, but like a group of people who you lift well with, who you train well with, who you get along well with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's also no good to have a constant training partner if, like, say personalities clash. Like,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
just having people that you can mix well with makes such a world of difference that I don't think some people realize.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think, like, when I was in the UK, I would, like, where I lived, there weren't really any powerlifters around, and, like, powerlifting gyms would be quite far. So I would train in a commercial gym during the week, but, like, every Saturday I'd wake up at 6 a.m. so I could, like, go travel to a different city. So I'd take, like, 3 trains to get to, like, a different gym to be able to train with, like, my friends and, like, my training group and my coach, because, like, it's just so worth it.
Yeah, that makes such a world of difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you could pick, like you said, in an ideal world where you can always train with the people you want to train with, what would be your ideal time of day to train?
Well, let me think. Probably, like, the time we train on Saturdays, we all train at, like, 2:30-ish. Yeah, so that's, like, ideal. It's, like, not too late in the day, so that when you finish your training stuff, you, like, have things. Like, you have time to just, like, chill and, like, decompress and go do something after, but also, like, not so early in the day where you have to, like, wake up really early. You can still, like, get shit done and, like, yeah. So I would say that, like, if I was, like, professional and all my friends were and we got to train at any time, that would be the time.
And to go along, it's a similar question. If you could pick your, like, a dream training group of just, like, any, say, 4 or 5 lifters, not counting people you regularly lift with.
I would pick the people I train with. Like, I don't know, big lifters are cool. Obviously, anyone that's ever been to Sheffield, like, amazing. But, I don't know, I feel like the current people I train with, like, I have so much fun with them. Like, I love their personalities. Obviously, yeah, it's so easy. Like, there isn't that feeling of, like, self-consciousness. Like, you can just, like, say anything and, like, beyond just, like, the actual lifting. Like, you can say anything and be, like, super comfortable around them all. So, yeah, that's who I would say. I don't know what kinds of answers you've had before for that question, if people actually pick.
It's actually only been, like, a recent question. It's only been in, like, the past, like, couple episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I wouldn't, like, I wouldn't
change
trade
anything.
them. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how you know you have a good lifting group, when it's like, if I could pick other people, these are still the people I'd want to pick.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's just so nice. Like, they're just so invested in my training, and, like, I'm invested in their training, and, like, obviously, like, training with, like, my partner, like, Evan, like, your lives are, like, so, like, tangled already, so then to, like, be able to, like, train with him and, like, I don't know, care, almost like sometimes you feel like you care more about, like, their training than they do, and I'm sure he feels like that about my training. It's just really nice, and, like,
It's nice to not have to look at your partner and say, all right, I'm going to the gym now for 2.5 hours.
God. Yeah, and
See ya.
honestly, 2.5 is, like,
It's
on
a
the
pretty
lower
quick
end.
session.
Yeah, that's a really quick session. But no, it's nice to, like, have that, like, your quality time together also is at the gym, which is great, because if it wasn't for that, like, we wouldn't see each other. Like, imagine if we had, like, different hobbies.
Exactly.
And then, like, you're working during the day, like, leave the house at like 7 and come back at like 6. Like, you wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense why like powerlifters are in relationships with other powerlifters. It's just...
You get that, like you said, you get that time together that you're not spending, like, training.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you spend a full day working and then go, all right, I'm going to go train now for
Yeah.
2-3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's different, like, obviously there are plenty of people, like you, like, your girlfriend is not a powerlifter,
No.
right? So, yeah, obviously it's, like, different for different people, but I just feel like, for me specifically, it's nice. I think as well, if you live together, it's maybe a bit easier, because then it's like, okay,
Right,
well, you
well-
go home to them, so you see them anyway, so you don't need to go to the gym with them to spend time with them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, you have that, like, evening time where it's nothing happening.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah.
You know, you're right. It is a fairly common thing to see, actually, within powerlifting.
Yeah.
That a lot of people and their partners are lifters.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, yeah. It's nice. It's, yeah, most of my friends that I'm thinking of, partners are.
Also powerlifters.
Actually, maybe not at the gym that I'm at, not at Club U. But I'm thinking more so like my UK friends, like everyone, our kind of like friendship group, like is a bunch of powerlifters and people are in relationships
Yeah.
with other people in that group. But yeah.
Yeah, even at like a local level, it's still like fairly common.
Yeah, and it's nice because like you have your like partner handle you who like trains with you, knows your training so well. Like, yeah, like for me, like either my coach is handling me or Evan's handling me, because like I just can't imagine there being like
Someone
there's
else.
no two other people that like know my training as
More.
well. Yeah, and sometimes like. Actually, like, Evan knows my training even more so because, like, he sees my
Everything.
sessions and, like, he hears, like, my thoughts and feelings, like, before, during, and after, and, like, immediately as well, so...
And like he also sees more stuff than what gets, because like
Yeah, exactly. He sees every single set and every single rep.
in a perfect world we'd be recording everything and sending everything to the coaches,
Yeah.
but that's not realistic.
yeah.
It's not what happens.
No, exactly.
Versus if Evan's there with you, he sees everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I could think of. That's all the questions I had to ask. I don't know if you have anything you want to ask or say before we wrap up.
No, I don't think so. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Of course.
I'm back now. I had a big list of like guests I wanted to have on at some point, and I've got through like all of that list now, so I'm back to like, all right, I need to start finding people.
Yeah.
I've sent out some messages though. I got some couple lined up that it's just trying to find time to line up. I also have guests lined up who don't live in the city, so it's like
Oh.
those are gonna be real fun because it's like, all right, you just kind of gotta hope that something aligns when they're
Oh, if they're
in
in
the
town,
area.
kind of thing. Yeah.
like that was like James's podcast episode. I was all like, hey, it's gonna be the day after Metro. We're both gonna be exhausted,
Yeah.
but I want to have you on, and I don't know when you're gonna be in the city again.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
can we? And he was like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully it works out with your guests.
Yeah, like I said, I have a handful lined up. I get a bunch that I've been meaning to ask. And like I said, for me, mostly it's like, all right, can I get till February?
Yeah.
Because then
Yeah. Then you can like get
really
national
stockpile
spots.
guests.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Like I've mentioned in a couple episodes, the guys doing the Red Plates podcast. I'd really like to, if all three of them are here for nationals, I'd like to do like as opposed to 2 powerlifters in a car, do a 2 podcasts in a car where it's just
Oh, cool.
the 4 of us.
Yeah.
I think would be a real fun episode to do.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, we will see what time brings. And like I said, thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
It was great. Great to see all your insights and stuff
Thanks.
regarding the sport.
Great to chat to you too.
Of course, it was good seeing you again. Because I
Yeah.
haven't seen you since Metro, I guess.
Yeah, since Metro.
And neither one of us were really in like a talking mood, Metro,
No,
because
because we were both competing. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Lenny.